Welcome to the CIBN. I'm going to give you today some LinkedIn lessons. These are very effective for entrepreneurs so that you can get your business going and get more business coming in. Today we're going to be talking about the 10 beginner steps for using LinkedIn, or pimping out your profile, as I like to call it, which you're going to find hugely advantageous for getting new customers. According to HubSpot marketing statistics, LinkedIn is the most effective social media platform for delivering content and securing audience engagement. LinkedIn has over 562 million members. 40% of those members visit the professional social network every day. Over the last few years, content consumption on LinkedIn has increased by over 21%. We once had a 72-year-old man who was in the insurance field who had never had any prior experience on social media pimp out his LinkedIn profile and follow these 10 steps that we're going to share today, and he landed a solid client. It was the daughter of somebody who had been his client in the past, and when she went on LinkedIn and seen all of his qualifications and the things that he did, she called him right away. These days, when somebody looks you up on your website, the next thing that they will often do is Google your name. Because LinkedIn ranks so high with Google, they are likely to find your LinkedIn profile, and even if they are not on LinkedIn themselves, they're going to be able to see the summary. This is an excellent way for them to find out more about you. LinkedIn provides another piece of social media real estate. This provides another place where people can find out more about you. It's kind of like a free piece to your website, or just an additional spot out there on social media where people can find out who you are and what you do and what kind of service you're going to provide for them. Let's get started with our first step. If you have not already done so, open a LinkedIn account. If you're not sure how to do that, go to Google and Google the question, how do I open a LinkedIn account? It's all right to go with the free account. You're not going to need a paid account for anything that we're going to share with you today. Number 2, completely fill out your profile. When you visit your profile, you should be able to see a dashboard that gives you LinkedIn's ranking of what your personal profile is doing. So if it's telling you that you are anything less than an all-star or an all-pro, then chances are you need to go in there and fill out another section and bring it completely up to date. This is your opportunity to say great stuff about yourself and to talk about your company. Nobody's going to dispute it, but do be honest. Your integrity is important. This is an example of a poorly done profile. What do you see here? Actually, the point is you don't see anything here. There's no proper photograph. There's not a good summary. It just seems like a blank page. Do you want to be remembered as a blank page? That simply means you will not be remembered at all. A well filled out profile has details. It's not just the name and the company name. There's contact information that is easy to find. There is a full description written out in the summary, and things under education and background and videos. Those things are either filled out or there's something there for people to watch. You want to have a full picture for them to see everything that they can. Number 3, put up a great headshot of yourself. This is your opportunity to introduce yourself as a professional to your network. So you don't want to waste this spot by putting up your logo or your company name or something like that. And in fact, it is against LinkedIn's rules of conduct to do so. At any given point, they could take down your profile if you have anything there other than your picture. LinkedIn is not Facebook, so please do not put up a picture of yourself out fishing. Unless you are a professional fisherman, that is not a good place for that shot. Instead, you want to put up a professional photo. Your professional photograph should be taken by a photographer. This is not a place for a selfie. You want to be looking happy and professional so people will call you. If you have the wrong type of photograph up on your LinkedIn profile, you might be rejected as a connection, so you don't want that to happen. Use one of the professional photographers in the network to get a few photographs taken. When you see your photographer, take with you 2 or 3 changes of clothing and let them take several different shots of you. You want to buy a package of 3 to 7 photos, and then you should actually name your photographs when you save them on your computer. Don't just leave the numbers beside them. That way, when you use them in social media profile shots, Google will recognize your name and it will start to rank your name as searchable. If you want to have a picture of your logo, there is a header behind your name, and this is a much better place to put your logo. As you can see in the example of Francois Alphonse, he has a picture of Exposure Video's logo behind him, and it looks fantastic with his face silhouetted against that screen. Number 4, follow the instructions under Connections and add all of your connections from your email accounts. There are 2 things that are important in social media. Content is one of those things, and connections is the second. You need to have a lot of connections or nobody is going to hear you when you tell your message. You're shouting it into an empty room without them. It generally takes 7 to 14 touches to get a sale. So having somebody on your connections list is a great way to be sharing content with them so they feel like they know you. Number 5, add all of your business cards into your connections list. This is a great thing to do with that big box of business cards that's been sitting around for a while that you never got them added into any customer retention management system. Here's your opportunity. Put them into your connections list for LinkedIn, and then they can begin receiving those touches that you put out to your social network. The Canadian anti-spam legislation, or CAFL, makes it a little difficult for you to start sending emails to people that you haven't talked to in a long time. You need to be careful with that. But if they are on your LinkedIn connections list, they actually have opted in and said yes, they want to be there. So anything you're publishing on LinkedIn, they're going to see. And that means your phone can ring more often and you are now in touch with them again. Number 6, as a point of priority, from now on, you're going to add all new connections into LinkedIn immediately. So whenever you go out to a networking meeting or a trade show, you want to make sure that you are prepared and you've put time aside to get these people into your customer retention management system, as well as your LinkedIn connections on your LinkedIn profile as soon as possible. One meeting is usually not enough to get the sale. So what's the point of having that first meeting if you don't take steps to follow up and to stay connected? You want to book that second meeting, but you also want them to be connected with you on LinkedIn and other social media channels so that they are getting touched by you over and over again before you get back together for the second meeting. Some people worry that this is too much interaction, and they are concerned that that receiving party might be getting too much from you. Don't worry about that, because what is happening is they are opting in of their own accord, and they wouldn't do so if they weren't interested in finding out more. So you want to just make sure they got into the proper systems so they can see the things that they want to, and therefore they'll call you to do business with you. Number 7, post to LinkedIn and to Twitter simultaneously from now on. Whenever you make a post, it's one of the options in your LinkedIn profile is to set it up to post at the same time to your Twitter account. So if you have a Twitter account, connect it directly to that. So when you post in one, it goes to the other at the same time, giving you twice as much coverage and more connections to hear your message. If you do not already have a Twitter account, this is another good reason to have one, because you can post to 2 places at the same time, and that's effective marketing. Number 8, put your phone number and your email address into the top line of your summary. Now, it's interesting that Some people will actually try to resist doing this. They will say, well, my contact information is in the contact area on LinkedIn and that's good enough. Well, if you're only looking to have people from LinkedIn look you up who are already connected to you in your first line, then that's not going to be a problem. The problem is that many people are going to find you because they looked you up on Google, and they're not LinkedIn users, nor are they connected to you. Therefore, you have to make it easy. If they can't find your contact information, they're gone. So the easiest way to guarantee that they're going to find your information is simply put it into the top of your summary. That way, if they find you on Google and they don't have any connection to you on LinkedIn already, they're still going to be able to see your phone number and your email address. And the beautiful thing about a phone number on Google is that it shows up in that nice blue color and you can click it on a smartphone so they can call you immediately. Number 9, say something positive and quote positive people. There is enough negative in the world. You don't need to be one of them. If you're trying to attract people to your business, then you want to stay positive as much as possible. Portray a positive image, portray somebody who is confident and happy, and that will draw people to you. Don't you agree that positive people attract others? So you want to be one of those people who's attracting others. Don't repel them away from you. Number 10, give away free advice and tips. Lead people back to your website and to your blog. On your profile specifically, you can actually have links to your website and to your blog. And if you've got things there that give away tips or videos of you giving some advice that other people can use, then that's going to increase your click-through rate and get them back to the place where they are going to call you. Always put your phone number at the top of everything. You want them to call immediately. So now you can see how pimping out your profile is a game changer. LinkedIn is for professionals. You want to make sure that you're doing it right. You may have noticed that during the recording of this video, we have used real profiles from LinkedIn from some of our CIBN members, as well as our CIBN staff, and even our executive. Feel free to reach out to any of us with any questions that you may have about how to use LinkedIn to be successful in your business.